Welcome to Game 3 of this match, the winner of whom will advance to the next round of the lower bracket here at the Intel Extreme Masters Gamescom EU and Africa Qualifier. Spawning in the bottom right hand corner representing Team Extreme Supremacy, he is the pink Protoss going by the name of CoolTea. His opponent spawning in the top left-hand position, representing Imaginary Gaming as the red Protoss player. Ladies and gentlemen, one of Europe's strongest, it's ShoWTimE. ShoWTimE being a little bit quiet at the start of game number 3. Not sure if he appreciated being proxied in game 2 there. Maybe really focusing on trying to work out what he wants to do. The question is, does Mad ShoWTimE get tilted as we go for that 13 gate, or does Mad ShoWTimE get even? That's the question. He could also just be kicking himself. He might not be tilting because of his opponent. After all, there's a lot on the line. And both of these players want to be able to make it out to Gamescom. I mean, so does Alazer, so does Lilbo. But that ticket will now go to one of these 4 players. And after this game, it'll only be one of 3. So a lot to play for, definitely, here. Nothing too crazy going on at either end of the world right now. ShoWTimE is going to be the first to send a probe across the map. And this time, well, I mean, it could conceivably be for a proxy, but I get the impression it's just going to be for a scout. ShoWTimE is just going to want to do as much as he can to make sure he knows exactly what his opponent's going for. He believes, ShoWTimE has to believe, well, both players have to believe that they are the better player in this situation. And everyone is going to want to be getting a piece of that finals ticket. ShoWTimE has scouted everything there is to scout inside the main base. He's seen the location of 2 out of the 3 pylons. Won't spot the third one over here on the left-hand side, so that might cause him to wonder where this is going. A Twilight Council gets placed down as soon as the probe is outside of the base. So CoolTea denying ShoWTimE that scouting there, and that third pylon wasn't seen. I wonder if that's going to trigger ShoWTimE to do something maybe just a little bit more defensive. As it currently stands, he's just going for the Twilight Council himself as well. There have been no knee-jerk reactions. He can't get attacked this quickly. So we'll see how this game ends up progressing. You can see ShoWTimE, his scouting pattern, going back to the base now. He's checking everywhere, and it's because he hasn't seen this third pylon. He's worried he might be getting proxied right now, but actually it was inside the base. So ShoWTimE doing a lot of due diligence scouting, but he's just not going to be able to find anything straight up. The Mothership Core also checking around from ShoWTimE as well, doing a very, very good job of just covering a lot of sweeping areas. And a couple of stalkers from CoolTea coming out. At least that's going to allow ShoWTimE to know, well, hang on a second, this guy must at least have good gateway production here. He must be constantly using his minerals and gas to be able to produce those stalkers. Maybe there's something I missed inside the base. Another gateway and a robotics facility coming down here. But also the Dark Shrine, crucially, and this is going to be very interesting indeed. Oh, does he get it? He doesn't get it. So CoolTea managing to force the recall from ShoWTimE. And, well, we have a Dark Shrine nearly completing it, as well as a Robo behind it. What have we got from this half of the world? We're going up to 3 gateways. Robotics facility about halfway done now. Blink continuing to be chrono boosted. So where is the Dark Templar? Are we going to see one popping out as soon as this shrine finishes? Well, the pylon's there, isn't it? And ShoWTimE's going to be able to see the pylon as well. I mean, that's not any sort of mystery. So the question is, does the Dark Templar get warped in? And if so, where? Right, the pylon gets cancelled. Dark Templars can still be warped in, but again, we still have no idea where. It's in fact going to be warped in inside the main base. That would have been very difficult for ShoWTimE to see, even if he was on the probe, although he could conceivably have done it. and he sees the Nexus as well before the probe gets sniped off. So this might lull ShoWTimE into a bit of a sense of security here, to be perfectly honest. The DT hasn't done any damage yet, though, and the Observer is out on the field, and if it's not aggressive and it just hovers over the ramp, then ShoWTimE basically can't take any damage, and that's it. That looks like exactly what's going to happen here. So very, very nicely played. Where is the DT? The DT is there. ShoWTimE sees it. ShoWTimE sees it. That DT is dead. Hey, dude, you dead. There we go. All right. So Dark Templar, absolute no. Advantage ShoWTimE so far here in game number 3. That Dark Shrine plus that DT, yeah, okay, they didn't cost as much as they did before, but they still cost something for nothing. Worker count currently 32 for both players. We have an Immortal out on the field for CoolTea. And, well, only 4 versus 3. So 2 Immortals versus 1. Not an awful lot in it at the moment, but neither player really looking to force the issue just yet. ShoWTimE's going to apply a little bit of pressure with this, but he can't realistically break through anywhere. So don't let the aggressive posture fool you. ShoWTimE just wants to keep CoolTea in his base, wants to make sure he knows at all times what CoolTea is doing right now. And generally speaking, he should just be fine. That was a hallucinated Phoenix. 1 worker goes down, 2 workers go down, and blink out from ShoWTimE. Actually only losing shield damage on 1 Stalker. That was very, very good from him. So he goes up to 39 versus 37 workers right now. And he managed to bait out the Photon Overcharge. So all things considered, very, very nice. We have a second hallucinated Phoenix coming in to do a bit of a scout inside the main just to check for any hidden tech. And that's when he goes, oh, that's the pylon I didn't see before. But he hasn't seen the 3 Immortals being pulled over here. I wonder if we're going to have a big attack involving all of these Immortals. The hallucinated Phoenix hasn't seen them yet either. Is he going to get a glimpse of them there? No, he's not. No, he's not. Alright, more units being warped in now for ShoWTimE. We have a Warp Prism coming up from him as well. Looks like he might want to be applying a bit of pressure, but he hasn't seen these Immortals. They could end up being very, very strong, especially against basically just a Stalker army at the moment. So this could be problematic for our Red Protoss if he isn't careful. His work is currently almost even. 47 versus 46. More and more scouting being done, and ShoWTimE is actually going to be saying, well, if I'm not going to attack into you, then I'm going to go ahead and take a 3rd base. A hallucinated Phoenix there, just going to be harassing a little bit. And this small Stalker hit squad, just going to be taking down the Rock Tower, not doing anything special. It doesn't look like ShoWTimE is prepared anymore to risk keeping his Stalkers here, because with this many Immortals, they can just go down very, very quickly. CoolTea's looking to do a little bit of an attack, though, as ShoWTimE coming in with the double Immortal drop. So CoolTea's the one pulling Immortals, but ShoWTimE is the one with the aggression here. Here comes the Immortal drop, and that is not an Immortal drop. That is another hallucinated Phoenix. So ShoWTimE trying to apply a bit of pressure, going up to 3 bases, an additional 4 gateways coming down. Both sides have the +2 upgrade coming up as well, and they're both going for Colossi and Extended Thermal Lance. So we could be seeing a War of the Worlds style simulation here. And picking off yet another pylon as ShoWTimE moves away. One of those Immortals is almost completely out of shields, but that's fine. It'll slowly regenerate over time. The 3rd base is now up for ShoWTimE. Both sides on 51 workers, but ShoWTimE able to do this off of 3 bases rather than 2. CoolTea appears to be going for his own, but it is significantly later to that of his opponent from Imaginary Gaming. Oh, and now we're moving out. Alright, ShoWTimE has decided that now means business. Ooh, a little bit of a lag spike in the game. Hopefully all is well. Let me just double check to make sure we're not dropping anything. It doesn't look like it. So hopefully you guys are seeing this fine. Let's go ahead and scale to 50% and just double check. Yep, dropped to 0. All seems to be well. So let's get back into the game as ShoWTimE is thinking now might be a decent opportunity to move out. 2 Colossi at the moment. If we take a look at compare what the players have, 4 Immortals versus 2 tends to be the big difference, but Ted Zealots, that's a lot of damage that can get buffered. Whether it will indefinitely buffer an extra 2 Immortals worth of damage, I'm not sure. With the spread damage as well, the AoE from the Colossus, it's really not clear. But he's certainly going to give it a good go. 3rd Colossus coming out with the army as well. And it looks like the players are straight up going to meet each other. Pylon going down, Pylon getting denied from his opponent. Hallucinated Phoenix moving out across and will be able to see exactly where the army is. ShoWTimE doing a tremendous job of spotting exactly what he needed to see. And now he can safely move up from underneath. 98 versus 87 supply right now. ShoWTimE currently waiting for an opportune moment. There are more Immortals in CoolTea's army. It looks like the battle is about to commence. A lot of laser beams. Charge has gone down for CoolTea as well. That's going to be fantastic for him. Both sides with time warps. Guardian shields all over the place. There's basically a lot of multicolored domes right now, guys. This is like blowing bubbles. The Colossi are doing work on the Stalkers of CoolTea, but look at those Immortals go. Still 3 of them alive, now 2, and now 1. Wow, is ShoWTimE going to be able to do this? 111 to 81 supply. The Colossi are naked. There's nothing left. The charge lots are moving in. The Blink Stalkers are going in as well. GG is called. Good luck with the next one. And ShoWTimE by a scoreline of 2-1. Very, very neat engagement and really good micros selecting which units to attack what. Just a little bit better than CoolTea will win on Terraform and advance to play a laser in the next round of the Intel Extreme Masters.